Observational, steady. To understand modern labor, you have to look at the global network of digital workers. Millions of individuals log in every single day, delivering code, design, and writing across continents in real time. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and TopTal built the infrastructure for this exchange. They provided a centralized directory where businesses could easily find remote talent and coordinate projects. In the beginning, the arrangement made sense. Freelancers agreed to hand over a portion of their earnings to these platforms in exchange for a steady stream of clients and a basic guarantee that they would actually get paid. Over time, that centralization consolidated the market. A select few platforms gained control over the client pool, effectively dictating the rules and the income potential for a massive segment of the global workforce. The breaking point arrived as those platforms began steadily increasing their take rates, applying heavy fees to both the clients hiring the talent and the freelancers doing the work. This chart shows gross freelance earnings compared to net take-home pay on legacy platforms. When a freelancer completes a job on Fiverr, a flat 20% is immediately deducted from their total. On Upwork, freelancers face their own deductions while clients are simultaneously hit with compounded transaction fees just to fund the contract. The scope widens when looking at digital products. For creators selling web templates or scripts on marketplaces like Envato or ThemeForest, the platform extracts up to a 50% author fee on standard items, cutting the creator's revenue entirely in half. The financial drain is compounded by the daily user experience. These marketplaces are increasingly defined by bidding wars, where genuine talent is buried under an avalanche of low-quality, automated AI proposals. The systems built to facilitate remote work are now creating friction at every step. By suppressing earning potential and complicating the hiring process, these platforms are driving their most capable users to look for an exit. That exit has led to a digital migration into a fragmented underground ecosystem. Highly skilled workers are retreating to specialized developer communities, invite-only job boards, and private messaging groups to find work. The appeal of this shift is clear. By removing the corporate middlemen, freelancers establish direct relationships with their clients and retain the full value of their labor through fair, independent pricing models. Look at the workflow of a modern independent freelancer. To operate outside a centralized platform, they have to stitch together a patchwork of disconnected software, juggling separate chat interfaces, code repositories, and generic invoicing tools just to manage a single project. To process international payments in this decentralized environment, many have turned to cryptocurrency. Using digital assets allows them to bypass traditional banking fees and avoid the multi-day delays of standard wire transfers. While this fractured approach restores their profit margins and operational independence, it completely dismantles the unified, streamlined workflow that originally made remote digital labor so efficient. But stripping away the legacy marketplace entirely also removes the essential structural safety net that protected those everyday transactions. This exposes the true function of the legacy fees. That 20 to 50% cut was the price of trust. The platforms acted as risk brokers, holding funds and enforcing good behavior between anonymous strangers. Operating in the hidden ecosystem carries immediate hazards. Without a central authority, workers face a sharp increase in non-payment and payment fraud, while clients quickly realize that digital contracts are nearly impossible to enforce across international borders. If a disagreement arises over a deliverable, there is no mediation process. Resolving disputes between anonymous buyers and remote developers becomes a logistical dead end. The risk multiplies for developers selling digital products. If a client buys a software script and wants to hire the creator for a custom installation, they have to navigate the transition between completely separate, unintegrated platforms, leaving both parties exposed to fraud during the handoff. The current state of digital labor presents a bleak choice. Freelancers and clients must surrender massive portions of their budget to monopolies for basic safety or face total financial exposure in a fragmented, trustless void. The technology sector operates on a predictable cycle. Periods of unbundling and fragmentation are eventually followed by rebundling and integration. The gig economy is currently entering its rebundling phase. A new generation of platforms is emerging, specifically designed to gather these scattered underground tools and assemble them into a single cohesive operating system. Botdigit is positioned as a primary example of this evolution. It is engineered to bridge the divide, offering the financial autonomy of the independent ecosystem alongside the institutional security of a major marketplace. Legacy platforms weigh down transactions with high two-sided costs. Botdigit implements a low-friction model, charging zero buyer fees and 10 to 15% seller fees. The scale shifts to a pipeline integrating USDT and USDC stablecoins, allowing funds to flow directly without heavy conversion deductions. By implementing a fair fee structure and supporting crypto-native payments, the system removes the financial pressure that drove workers into the risky, decentralized underground in the first place. To replace the security vacuum of the independent market, Botdigit requires multi-gateway escrow protection on every project milestone. The mechanics are straightforward. Funds are locked and verified before work begins, ensuring the freelancer will be paid. However, those funds are not released until the client formally approves the delivery, ensuring the buyer gets exactly what they requested. Here, we see a digital product storefront linking directly into a custom project timeline. Developers can list WordPress themes, SaaS templates, and UI kits in exactly the same ecosystem where they manage their custom freelance contracts, removing the risk of platform handoffs. The hiring process itself is tightened up using advanced AI developer matching. This system filters out the automated spam and endless bidding wars that plague older platforms, connecting clients directly with verified talent suited for their specific technical needs. The next phase of digital labor is organizing itself. It belongs neither to the high-fee legacy monopolies nor to the chaotic hidden internet. The workforce is moving toward unified platforms that integrate fair economics, crypto-native technology, and strict, uncompromised security.